Hi, I'm Michael Murata, and this is What Would Michael Do? Today I would like to talk about tipping, like gratuity tipping. Basically, anyone who makes things easier for you is doing it for the money. They're not doing it because they love doing things for you. They're doing it for a gratuity. And I'm going to give you 5 sort of basic rules for tipping. I know this differs in other countries, but here in America, we tip. Here are the rules. Number 1, Uber drivers. I read on Facebook on a friend's post the other day, is it necessary to tip Uber drivers? Now, what most people don't know is that according to cities, Uber drivers make somewhere between $8 and $15 an hour. That's not including the gas, the upkeep, and the depreciation of their cars, because they use their own cars. They have to kick back a percentage of everything they make to the company, to Uber. That's sort of on the rise, but it's got a long way to go. Just like any other cab, these people are providing a service. You should tip your Uber drivers. Also, good thing to remember, they have the ability to rate you, just like you have the ability to rate them. And if you have a poor rating and it's consistent, an Uber driver can refuse to pick you up. How's that sound? Not so good. At least 10 to 15% minimum. Number 2, waiters in a restaurant. Waiters make no money. You may not know this, but I've done it. Waiters get a check at the end of a week that has their name on it, their social security number, and some tax information. And $0. They really don't make any money on the books. They work for tips. So it used to be that 15% was an acceptable amount to tip for a waiter. Now 20% is more the deal. 20% is not that much, especially for good service. They work their butts off. Tip your waiters. If your service is bad, don't leave $1, don't leave a penny, don't not tip. There are busboys, there are food servers, they have to sometimes tip out bartenders, maitre d's, captains. There are all of these other people that are sharing a pool. So give them 10% and ask to speak to the manager. Maybe that day the waiter was having a bad day. Maybe something happened in the kitchen. Maybe it's something beyond your control and theirs. It's important to tip your waitstaff. It's just the thing to do. Number 3, bartenders. Now, bartending in New York is an art unto itself. Booze in New York, which is where I live, is very expensive. It's not unusual to pay upwards of $20 for a classic standard martini. I know that sounds absurd. I can get a good bottle of wine for under $20, for under $10 sometimes. But bartenders do their work. If they're pouring a glass of wine or popping the top of a bottle of beer, I'm not going to give them 20% of whatever it costs. I'm not going to give you $5 to make me a drink. I think $1 or $2 for every drink that you order or every drink that you buy is an acceptable amount of money for a bartender's tip. If that bartender is buying you back drinks or giving you free drinks or showing a great amount of interest in you or engaging you in conversation or making you really complicated drinks, then, up it up. Up it up a little bit. But $1 to $2 for every drink, totally acceptable. Number 4, anybody who cuts your hair, who gives you a manicure, who gives you a pedicure, who gives you a massage. You're taking off your clothes and letting this person touch you. They are giving you a service. They are providing you with a service. It is absolutely necessary to tip the people who provide you with a service. Haircuts, manicures, pedicures, massage. Easily 10 to 15%. Acceptable and a nice way to say thank you, besides saying thank you. Number 5, hotel housekeepers. Talk about the hardest working people in the business. Hotel housekeepers, they break their backs for you. It's really customary to leave a couple of bucks for every night, $2 to $5 depending on where you're staying, and frankly, how much of a mess you're leaving. Do you have a bunch of kids? Are they destroying everything? Do you put trash in every single waste paper basket? Are you leaving the place in a wreck? Tip the hotel housekeepers. They deserve it. They work really hard for the money. They're making minimum wage and they're not taking home a lot of cash. Number 6, here's some good news. Here are a few people you do not have to tip. Don't tip your doctor. Believe me, they make plenty of money. Don't tip a teacher. They do not make plenty of money, but they are doing a job. They are not providing a service. Unless that teacher is a babysitter, then you may have a different kind of relationship with them. Not necessary to tip a teacher. You do not have to tip anybody who's working in the fast food industry. They could put out those annoying little tip jars in front of their counters. It's really not necessary. They're basically taking an order, punching it in, turning it around, picking it up, giving it to you. That's kind of different than providing a service. They're merely doing their job. Don't bother tipping them. You don't need to. Dry cleaners, same thing. Dry cleaners take your order and put the clothes in the back. And then when you come back, they take it off the hanger and they give it to you. That's not a service. That's a person doing their job. You do not have to tip your dry cleaners. Here's the bottom line. Basically, anyone who makes things easier for you is doing it for the money. They're not doing it because they love doing things for you. They're doing it for a gratuity. Show your appreciation. Say please, say thank you, leave a proper gratuity. It'll make you feel so much better. And believe me, it will make someone else's day if they know they're appreciated. Enjoy your day. Thanks for watching What Would Michael Do? Tip!